Just 2 weeks after the polar vortex, the eastern part of the country is getting hit again with more stormy weather. And as usual, it's taking a toll here in the Pacific Northwest as well. For the latest news, let's turn now to Daniel Lee in Washington, D.C., where federal buildings are closed for the day because of the storm.
Throughout the region, drivers experienced hazardous conditions during their morning commute.
It's pretty tough out there.
Hundreds of schools have been closed and thousands of flights are canceled. In Washington, D.C.'s metro area, people were making good use of their final hours before the storm.
Toilet paper, all the essentials.
Grabbing groceries, salting sidewalks and streets, and taking their pups out for one last stroll. A few brave souls even looking forward to the winter blast.
It's winter time. It's good.
The storm is expected to douse much of the Midwest and Northeast with snow, wind, and what will feel like sub-zero temperatures.
Wind gusts of up to 50 miles per hour.
Add to it a federal heating emergency, more than a dozen states short on propane.
We don't know when we're getting it. We don't know if we're getting it. And all the propane companies are kind of in the same boat.
Snow fell overnight in Indiana, where up to a foot was expected. In New York City, the first flakes came this morning.
I'm really not looking forward to the cold and the snow.
Back in the nation's capital, federal workers have been told to stay home. And around the region, snowplows and emergency vehicles are monitoring conditions. This snow is expected to keep falling through at least late tonight or early tomorrow, but there won't be much relief after that. That's because exceptionally cold temperatures are expected to stick around through at least Saturday. In Washington, I'm Danielle Lee, King 5 News.
Some travelers are finding themselves stuck at SeaTac as the ripple effect hits those trying to get out of Seattle. Several dozen flights have been canceled. King 5 Charlotte Stark is in satellite control with the latest.
We've been monitoring the canceled flights and the misery factor at SeaTac and nationwide on the misery map here from flightaware.com. We'll put it in motion. You can see the East Coast, of course, hit hard. It's red where there's the most cancellations in each city. So it's New York, D.C., and in Chicago O'Hare, very red here. You trace it all the way back to Seattle, and we've had a couple dozen flights canceled, so we're a little bit in the red here. We were actually at the reader board at SeaTac and saw the flights canceled on the West Coast as well. Even from Portland to Seattle, flights are canceled. But one family is here in Seattle, stuck with little ones after a long flight from Japan. And where are you trying to go and why?
Omaha, Nebraska, for my wife's graduation.
They've been to 3 airlines trying to buy a ticket, only to be told nothing is available so far. So what will you do if you can't get out today?
Just get a hotel or a bus.
So if you're trying to get out of Seattle, keep checking with your flight trackers, or if you're expecting someone to arrive. The brunt of the storm isn't expected to wrap up till late tonight. In satellite control, Charlotte Stark, King 5 News.